Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got right on target 1 playing the Tier 10 Pan-European destroyer Holland. This is a favorite ship of mine, and I have to say, right on target definitely knows what he's doing when he's playing this ship, as you will soon see. This is a really fun one to watch, and it's a close game, and I really enjoy those. So I have to say that putting this one together was a lot of fun for me. Now, if you're not familiar with the Holland, well, you must be new around here. It's been in the game for a little while now. It's got 15 kilometer range on the torpedoes, and they move really fast. And the guns, well, they're decent. There are a lot of other destroyers that are more gun focused. So it's not a destroyer that you want to take a gunfight with, say, Smolensk or Elbing or Harugamo or a host of others. But when it comes to torpedo power, well, it's arguably one of the better ones. The torpedo speed is phenomenal, and the reload is really great. So will you have huge alpha? Probably not. I mean, is it possible to get a devastating strike on this ship? Absolutely. You can, because you're going to put a lot of torpedoes in the water. But it's not easy. Between the damage reduction, torpedo belt damage reduction, and the fact that these don't do a whole lot of damage anyway, it's been my experience that more often than not, you're really looking for damage over time. As right on target avoids that bevy of torpedoes. All right, so when I talk about the torpedoes not doing much damage, here's what I'm talking about. You get 5 in each of 2 racks. It's going to get pinged here, but I don't think it's going to be too hard to avoid the torpedoes. And he put a set in the water almost certainly. The sub, I mean. As the sub pokes his head out just for a second and throws another ping. Here come the torpedoes. You can see they were angling to his starboard turn. Now that he's turned port, they will trail off harmlessly. All right, so 15 kilometers range on these torpedoes, but the maximum damage that they do is 10,700. But the base speed is 86 knots. So by the time you see them, you really don't have any time to think about it. So when you see a Holland, you have to just look at where the Holland is now, where you think he was within the last 30 seconds or so, and then angle your ship accordingly. Otherwise, you're liable to eat a broadside of torpedoes from a Holland. And that's what the Lion did there. And he still ate one because they move so fast.
Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes to starboard.
Red sub pushed down a little bit. And 15 seconds until the torps come back up. So if right on target accelerates here, he's going to get another shot on the Lion. Maybe even if he doesn't. But I think I'd probably full speed it just to give myself every chance. Throwing him into the smoke. Might catch Neptune and Lion. That would be sweet. You can see torpedoes crossing the Alpha cap. Probably from the Elbing. You can see the last known position marker of the Elbing as he went into the Bravo cap. Lion says, you know what? I don't think I want to go that way. And you can see torpedoes coming out from Neptune, so these are probably going to land on Neptune. Yep. Neptune made the critical mistake of sitting broadside in his smoke. Elbing torpedoes didn't have the range to finish the job here, and our hero is going to just skirt the edge of the map long enough to get turned north. So that's kill number 1, 45,000 damage, 6 torpedoes hit the target, and I'd call that a pretty good start. Now, it's not unheard of for someone to have a great start in a game and then really not do anything for the rest of the game. I can assure you that is not the case here. There's the sub.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes dead ahead.
All right, so good guys are about to secure the Alpha cap. They've already got the Charlie cap, but the bad guys are in Charlie cap now. Good guys have a lead. Well, you'd expect that, right? They're up
Torpedoes dead ahead.
in the ship count quite a bit in the early going. We're 5 minutes and 40 seconds in. Bad guys are down Lion, Neptune, and U-190. Good guys have lost only the Minnesota. Well, there goes the Salmon, eating a torpedo from an Elbing. That's embarrassing for Kilo Mike Sierra. I know it can happen to anybody, but today it happened to you. The red team's Gatto takes out the Marseille. Both teams now down 3 ships, and the bad guys have a lead. 15 points as it stands right now. What to do, what to do. So it looks like our hero intends to head over to the Bravo cap and try and help secure that. Now, maybe he plans to go in there, and maybe he just plans to torpedo that smoke. Either way, he's in a position to be able to help. Is that smoke cloud growing, or is it stationary? Now, you may notice that when right on target aims, he does not zoom all the way out. Now, you can set that. When you use the shift key, right, it'll zoom in and out. So what you can do is you can use the shift key and then adjust it to where you want with the mouse wheel, and then use the shift key again, and it'll pull all the way back to the view you're looking at now. And then wherever you set it will be the default when you zoom in. And that's what our hero has done here. Yeah, where's Elbing going to go? If he stays on more or less that same trajectory, he's liable to eat a torpedo or two. Schroeder is in the Bravo cap. Hopefully he won't eat a face full of torpedoes from Elbing. There are the torpedoes, which do not hit the Schroeder. And why open up here? Well, that's because right on target is aware that with that smoke there, Elbing can't see him, and there's nothing else around to spot him. The challenge here is that Elbing is really at the maximum range, and Elbing is moving away. So, you know, the shells are going 10.5 kilometers, but by the time the shells get there, Elbing's at like 11.2 or something like that. Good guys are now down 5 ships. Bad guys are only down 4. The good guys now have a lead because they have all 3 of the cap points secured.
Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes to starboard.
Now what? How can right on target be of the most help to his team here? Well, the Kurfürst is the only thing that's within range of his torpedoes, although the Marseille is heading back this direction. So I'm guessing probably Kurfürst is going to be the subject of the torpedoes, but you know, maybe I'll be proven wrong. It definitely wouldn't be the first time. Kurfürst is accelerating.
Torpedoes to port.
Now, if Kurfürst maintains more or less the same line he's on right now, he is going to eat a lot of torpedoes. Right now, right on target has landed 6 torpedoes, started 3 floods, sunk 1 enemy ship, and helped on a couple of caps. And how many of these are going to land? Did none of them land? Oh, Kurfürst accelerated ahead of the torpedoes. That's a shame for our hero. Suddenly detected, right on target is looking around.
Engine boost activated.
What has got me spotted? And that's a terrible place to be spotted. Nowhere to turn left until you get to the end of this island. And the Kurfürst knows you're here now, so the sub is right there.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Had to turn in. If he turned out, he definitely would have been sunk. And getting really close to Kurfürst. Counting on Kurfürst to continue to slow down a little bit. Gatto takes out the U-2501. The good guys are down to 4 ships right now. Bad guys still have 6. But I have to say, it looks to me like that's about to change. Yeah, 5 torpedo hits and the Kurfürst goes down. Nice devastating strike. Meanwhile, over at the ICOP, on the other side of the map, Schlieffen's secondary is going to work on Azuma, and they trade, which allows the good guys to hang on to the Alpha Cap and a sizable points lead. St. Vincent squares off with Marseille and wins the fight. But the good guys are down to 2 ships. The bad guys still have 3. And there are still 8 minutes left in the game. I might go widespread here and cover that entire gap between those islands. But it's not impossible that Hindi might turn. And we may see Hindi even be on the north side of that island. No, he's not north of the island, but none of those torps are going to be able to land home. And he must have hydro up because he's already turning.
Engine boost deactivated.
Now our hero is just trying to keep eyes on the Hindenburg for the St. Vincent while staying out of hydro range. Now how about that? So here we are, Azuma already complaining. I'm guessing the Azuma player maybe just doesn't play destroyers. But he's really good at complaining. And Schlieffen is getting on board with the whole bash on right on target thing. But I think right on target played that really well. Lands 4 torpedoes on the Hindi. And if he had run, he might not have been able to do that. The good guys still have the Alpha Cap and are still accumulating points. We're down to 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Now there's no way Yamato is going to get to the Alpha Cap in a hurry, but Hindi can. And I think maybe Azuma isn't paying close attention. Yamato's full steaming that direction. Maybe our hero can get him to slow down.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
And Azuma still complaining and whining. Oh, Azuma, what's the point? I have the advantage of knowing our hero is going to save the day here, but Azuma, well, he was probably just expecting it to be another usual World of Warships game, where the potatoes are hot and starchy.
Engine boost activated.
Well, you know, Azuma's comment there, now he's aiming at Yamato, as though that's a bad thing. Yamato was the one that was making the run for the cap. So even if you don't hit him, you're slowing him down. There's at least one hit, 2 hits. So you're maintaining control of the alpha cap just a little bit longer. I don't think I would throw any at the Hindi, but knowing the result, I'm not criticizing at all. I think I'd hang on to him and throw him back out at Yamato, who's going to make another charge toward the cap. With 3 minutes, if the bad guys were to secure the alpha cap, maybe they catch up, but probably not. So I don't think Right on Target is playing for the cap. He's just playing for time. He lands another torpedo on the Hindenburg, and he's now down to 8,395 HP. And the Yamato, well, he knows that Right on Target is south of his position. He just doesn't know where. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. If Right on Target goes in the cap, Yamato knows more or less where he's at, right? It has to be right over here on the left-hand side of your screen. But as long as Right on Target stays out of the cap, he's forced to guess. Smart to save one of those. Yamato's probably pushing straight this way. Right on Target knows that. 2 minutes left, still a 140-point lead. Throws that at a set out there. If he can get Yamato a hit and flooding, then the next set, assuming that Yamato doesn't just keep pushing straight at him and turns into the torps.
Engine boost deactivated.
Ooh, yeah, and he's got hydro back up. So there's a hit and a flood, and it'll only take one more hit and flooding. And I have a feeling in 22 seconds, we're going to see a little bit more than that. Minute and a half to go. 80 points separates the good guys from the bad guys, and our hero is literally skirting the edge of the map, just out of detection range. And Yamato is in huge trouble. He just doesn't know it yet. Goes widespread, which I think was a really good call. Yamato is moving forward just a hair, and then he's thinking about it and reversing again. And so those are going to hit. 58 seconds left. Another set of torps coming up. Right on Target assumes that the Yamato is going to stop when he gets smashed. "42 seconds left, and the bad guys just took the lead." Sinking Yamato flips that lead with 30 seconds left in the game. And there's just not enough time for Hindi, and there's really no way for him to finish off Right on Target. in 20 seconds. You know, if this is a little bit more time in the game, I would just be running north of this island. But right on target knows that there is just no more time. 10 seconds to go now. And fantastic game, brother. And I really appreciate you sending it to me. Those of you watching with me, if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.